The following is a presentation of Bigg's Media Services.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. Look at this little face. How would you not love him?
Hamilton the Pug, Instagram star and shelter pet. Amazing adoption stories start in shelters. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
So you see, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, and excuse me. Sit up straight, hold doors open, don't speak with your mouth full, keep your elbows off the table. Share your things, play nice, and generally treat others the way you'd like to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
And stop picking your nose.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing. After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak. My name is Julius Gaines, creative writer, poet, photographer.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Are you ready? Time to play the game!
Bigg's Golf Talk for golfers.
You want to hear a nice golf joke? Yeah, I should have showed up and watched me play yesterday. I should be put on Chick Galore or something like that. A team named that. Scramblers. That's it. Scramblers, that's a team I should be on. Because I was scrambling for my ball.
There's a golf shot. That's a golf shot.
Hey, when am I going to get the caddy?
The bag is bigger than you.
So?
That white one?
Yeah?
That's the one you're carrying.
Oh, man, that thing's a boat anchor.
I haven't had golf anything since high school.
No, that's you, not me. Yeah. She likes to enjoy a beverage herself. Is that what you're trying to say?
I might be distracted. That's another story. Golf course and equipment reviews, golf news, guests, and lots of golf humor. When you need to drive for show.
Are you ready
for Bigg's Golf Talk?
I'm special.
Yes, you are, with a helmet.
So I got that going for me, which is nice.
It is showtime, baby! Here we go! Bigg's Golf Talk is presented by U.S. Golf Challenge with Tito's Vodka. Be sure to check out usgolfchallenge.com to find out the 2020 national local qualifiers for you to qualify to compete for the International Kings Cup and be a part of Team USA. Bigg's Golf Talk also sponsored in part by ShotScope, Data is Power, Encore Golf, Photo Ball Marker, McNally 22, Ready Putt, and Spider Divot Tools. Connect with Bigg's Golf Talk on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Golf Ball. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We're available in iTunes. We're available also Google Play Music Store, iHeartRadio, Spotify, your smart home devices, and on TuneIn. Our website is www.biggsgolftalk.com, BiGGs golftalk.com. I am Big John Vick. He is the GolfFather, Bill Cuebas, and the Golf Diva, Amanda Robertson, with your On Par with Amanda coming up right after this segment. Billy, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Biggs. Or shall I call you Mr. Slim?
Mr. Slim, the Keto Challenge is just about 3 weeks, actually 2 weeks from yesterday. 2 weeks from yesterday, the Keto Challenge is going to be completed. But I must say, now, typically on these type of things, I do not continue on with a lot of this stuff. I am committed, Bill, the GolfFather Cuebas. I am committed to stay on this challenge even beyond the contest, even beyond receiving all the winning earnings, even beyond receiving Amanda's $100. I am committed to staying on this challenge. What's so funny? You're laughing.
I
would think you'd be a backbone of support, but you're laughing at me.
I've been the backbone of damn support. What are you talking about?
You have been, but you're laughing at me now that I want to continue on beyond the challenge.
I want you to continue on, but I want Amanda's money. I don't want you to have her money. I mean, I was with you until you said that you were taking $100. I was with you 98% of the time, bro. And then all of a sudden, I'm even looking forward to Amanda's money. I mean, if you said, I'm looking to sharing the money with you, Bill, for the efforts that we both have put in.
You know what? I like that thought.
Support.
I like that thought. I like that thought. No matter what, I think it should be 50-50.
I think that would be a good thing because we're both winners.
We are both winners. Absolutely. Because look at you, man. You're doing a great job, too.
You know what? I actually feel better. I really do.
I feel more energy. I do. I feel more, and I don't feel weighted down. I don't know if it's the breads or, what it is, but carbs, whatever it could be. But I don't feel weighted down. I feel I have more energy. Baseball field when I'm umpiring. I just feel lighter. Not weight-wise, but just mentally.
Yeah, and I've been doing some more research on the stuff, and, there's a lot of misconceptions and stuff like that. I've been doing a little more modified. I know you're a little more strict than I am.
Right.
When it comes to the carbs, but I have to be because I want to maintain the muscle that I have.
Right.
So while it's mostly protein and stuff like that, I have stuck in a few
carbs.
Right. Yeah, like, beans and stuff like that for that kind of protein. There are certain carbs that are good. And I think the reason that we feel like we do, Biggs, is because, the sugar, the water that we drink, a lot of people drink a lot of water. And we've been drinking water and substitutes like that. I gave up soda, so I really haven't been drinking soda.
I have not had a soda since I started this. I have not had a sip of soda.
Yeah, and we gave up. For me, one of the things, and the hardest thing was coffee.
Yeah.
So I'm down to less than half a cup a day, and hopefully, I'm hoping to get off of it totally. And those shakes that I used to get because I needed coffee and everything else, they're gone.
Yeah,
and
you need the caffeine.
I think a lot of the stuff that we're losing also is that water retention that we had, and because the water was attaching to the sugars and and they just hang around. So if you get rid of that, you're going to get rid of that excess water that you have that we were retaining. So I think we're doing good in both aspects of what we're doing for this challenge. I mean, you look good. I'm not don't quote me on that. I'll deny it. I don't care.
I won't tell anybody that you said that. Don't worry.
I don't tell anybody. It's
not at all. Yeah.
But you know what? I got an idea. That's going to be the phrase that pays. Slim.
There you go.
It's it.
I like it. I like it. All right.
I like it, and it's good for the next 2.5 weeks or whatever 2 weeks that we have left. Because I think it is. Well, it's less than 2 weeks if we think about it. Saturday, so we got just shy 13 days.
Yeah.
For our final weigh-in. So let's go full force. Let's do what we got to do, and here's to the next.
It's crunch time.
After that.
Yeah.
Yeah, crunch time, baby.
Well, what I like about it, Billy, is even through the travels that you and I did together, we stuck to it, right?
Yeah.
Myrtle Beach.
And it's not hard.
No,
it's not hard.
It wasn't hard at all. People would offer us, cakes and stuff like that. They had cakes at the dinners and things like, but we stuck to it, and we were like, no. I told them in Myrtle Beach, take it away. Didn't want it.
Mm-hmm.
Take it away.
Yes, absolutely.
So
you did, and that's been hard because we've been going to a lot of places.
And trust me, cheesecake. Come on, cheesecake at the Folds of Honor New Mexico Gala, right? And I was like, take this away. Take it away, because if it sits in front of me, and they bring it out the first thing. Even before the salad. So it's sitting at the table the whole time until after dinner's done, right?
Yes.
It's even more temptation.
Yes, they put that thing in right from the stretch. They put a salad and then they put dessert. And I was like, what are you guys doing? Get this thing out of here.
Yeah.
I didn't want to see that thing. So, yeah, it's been difficult. And Biggs, with all the traveling, I mean, I've been on the road virtually the last 6 weeks.
Right.
And it has been crazy. And when you're going out and you're doing this and you seeing, all these desserts, because Horseshoe Bay, brother.
Oh, my God. I bet, yeah.
Coconut cream pie, chocolate pie, New York style cheesecake. Oh, Biggs, it was, oh my God. Yeah, it was tough, because not only did I want one piece, I wanted one of each. So, and it was like all day, breakfast, lunch, dinner. They had all kinds of good, delicious homemade sweets that I wanted. And yeah, I think I might celebrate in 13 days our victory, because we're both going to be winners.
Yes, we are.
I think I'm going to celebrate our victory with something special. I don't know. I got to figure it out.
I said to somebody, I think the first thing I'm going to do after I get off this thing, and only have one, I'm going to spoil myself with just something one. I want a milkshake.
Ooh, what kind of milkshake?
I am thinking a caramel milkshake.
Ooh, I love caramel.
But after that, I'm going back. So
yeah,
I may still eat maybe a sandwich with bread, right? But not as much bread.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in moderation,
right.
It could be okay on certain things and certain types, but you know what?
And I don't have to have it, but I want to have it. I want, because we've been having a lot of guacamole in the house. I need some chips with guacamole. Brother, I need gluten-free. I don't give a damn. I just want some chips with guacamole.
I know. Last time I was there, they had that stuff. What do we had what do we have the guacamole with? Was it celery sticks?
Celery sticks, yeah.
Celery sticks and guacamole. I mean, the guacamole was amazing.
It was, yes.
Yeah, but when I make my soon-to-be next trip up there, we got to golf. We have to have some guacamole with some gluten-free, carbo-friendly, whatever.
Now, again, moderation, right? So
absolutely.
One of the other things that I want to have now that I'm in New Mexico is a taco. Not 5 tacos.
You haven't had a taco.
I haven't had a taco since I moved here.
I know. Are you going to wait for me to get there?
Yeah, I am.
Let's wait.
Because we're gonna go do it right. We're gonna go to an authentic taco place here in Albuquerque. Yes.
All right,
I don't want somebody making me tacos. I want to have an authentic restaurant taco. I want to see what it tastes like in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yes, with the salsa.
Yes.
Hot salsa.
Yes.
All right. I'm in. I'm sold. I'll be there in December.
And
we got a lot of things going on December.
Corn tortilla.
You want a corn tortilla?
Yes.
Nicely fried with some guacamole and lots of meat, baby.
Yes.
I'm in.
Yes.
It's going to be great.
Now, something else we got to talk about here, Billy, because in less than a week, you and I will be in Orlando, Florida at Walt Disney World. Woo!
Woo! Yeah, baby. Where did you go after your radio show? We're going to Disney.
We're going to Disney. Woo! Yes.
Woo! Yes.
So
how cool is that?
So not only are we going to be with Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Goofy, and all the characters from Disney, but right after that, we drive up the road, ladies and gentlemen, to Team Gomez Chipping for Children and doing a live show from that event as well.
Yes, I mean, we got a big week in Orlando. I mean, it's all great to be in Disney. It's going to be a great show live, but, you know, we're going to be doing something special for the kids, which is going to amp this trip up even more for us. So not only do we get to act like kids first, now we're going to get to help some kids.
Yes.
They got a Star Pack show. We're going to have Rob West there, Rick Monroe, Chris Hart, that unfamous, special famous guitarist that we love.
The infamous Chris Hart, ladies and gentlemen, the infamous Chris Hart.
Yes. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to that. I mean, it's going to be a great time, Biggs.
Yes. All right. Let's go on with the show because we have a great show for you. We're going to talk a little charity. We're going to talk a little golf course. And we have Bigg's Product of the Week, not to mention On Par with Amanda here on Bigg's Golf Talk. That's a huge show, so let's get to it. And before we go into our break, we have to do our weekly trivia, the ultimate PGA Tour book of trivia, ladies and gentlemen. Bill, the GolfFather Cuebas, I have this trivia question for you.
Okay, I'm ready.
Which number is closest to what the average golfer spends each year on equipment and fees? Is it A, $500, B, $950, C, $1,250, or D, $1,500?
Every year?
Annually, yes, each year.
Annually on golf equipment. But now you can spend $1,500 on a driver, Biggs. Wow.
A, B, C, or D, A being the lowest, D being the largest amount each year.
I'm going to have to go with the largest amount because I actually think it's a little more for the average golfer. But then again, if you said average, if they're going to go with these weekend warriors or the people that just take it up for a couple of days and then they forget about it, then that's different. But I would say the average golfer, the guys that are out there whenever their season is, I'm going to go with D.
The answer is B. $950 is the average, with over 3.5 million golfers in the United States. $950 seems to be the average of what an average golfer spends each year.
And Biggs, when was that book made? Because I am going to have to get an updated amount on there and do some research because I am going to be conflicted with that number. Because you see with the prices of the equipment nowadays, I can't see that lower price. People can spend that much, on two clubs. It depends, but I think it's a little bit low, but we'll find out for sure.
Yeah, I intended to agree with you on that, Billy, because I see the answers, and with 3.5 million golfers in the United States, it's funny because we have over 10 million listeners that listen to us on iHeartRadio. That just tells you we have non-golfers, but that's also, don't forget, that's worldwide, so that's not the United States.
Yes, and that might be something. Yeah, because I tend to believe in at least here that it would be more than that.
Right.
I'm thinking that almost double that amount, here in the States.
There's no published year on this thing, but it was interesting to see that particular trivia question. So.
All right, I'm gonna take a mulligan on that one, and I'll go B for what the price was. So I'm a winner. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, let's take a mulligan on this shot here. Let's head into our first break. Coming up next is a female that can hit it 300 yards. Yes, it is Amanda the Golf Diva Robertson with On Par with Amanda. Coming up next here on Bigg's Golf Talk. We'll be right back.
Hey, everyone. Bigg's Golf Talk is now on iHeartRadio. Download the app for free or go to iHeart.com and search for Bigg's Golf Talk. Be sure to save us as a favorite so that you'll know when we're on. Join the millions of iHeartRadio listeners and listen to Bigg's Golf Talk. Golf Talk for golfers.
The United States Golf Challenge, sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka, is in its 5th season of identifying the best two-person amateur teams in the country. 8 teams and 4 flights in 2 age divisions represent Team USA in a Ryder Cup-style competition with their international counterparts in the King's Cup. We're looking for amateur golfers like you. The King's Cup is played in honor of golf's greatest ambassador, Mr. Arnold Palmer, whose honesty, integrity, sportsmanship, and commitment to excellence represent the ideals for which the game of golf is known. The road to the King's Cup begins with a local qualifier. Over 100 local qualifiers will be conducted throughout the U.S. beginning in February. By finishing in the top 30% of their local qualifier, teams earn their way into the USGC King's Cup National Qualifier. The USGC is also looking for golf courses to host qualifiers. For information or to search for a local qualifier, the USGC website is www.usgolfchallenge.com.
This is a commercial for golfers. Take the next step to improving your game with ShotScope and discover your strengths and weaknesses. Analyze statistics on your clubs, tee shots, approaches, short game, and putting. ShotScope V2 is the golf watch that combines GPS distances with automatic performance tracking. Once you have it, you won't want to play around without it. Check out ShotScope.com to take your game to the next level.
It's time for commentary, opinion, and controversy. On par with Amanda. And here's the golf diva, Amanda Robertson.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of On Par with Amanda. You're listening to Bigg's Golf Talk. Thanks for tuning in week after week. We love you guys, and I appreciate all the feedback and the fun comments I get into my messages about my topics. Lots of controversial stuff always going on in golf, just because I think it's the only sport with more rules than you know what to do with. So, diving right into rules this week, I have to talk about, so Jesper Parnevik, he was playing at the SAS Championship, and he was actually handed a 2-stroke penalty for not taking a mulligan. Mulligan, I know a lot of you are thinking, well, when can you ever take a mulligan in golf, in a tournament? But here is what exactly happened. So the poor guy, I feel so bad. So we've all been there where you have a short putt for bogey, and you got to make it, and you kind of hit it aggressively to get it to the hole. Well, it horseshoed the hole, and it came back. But when it horseshoed and came back, obviously it picks up a little speed off the rim of the cup, and it shot towards his foot and struck his foot. So in doing that, he thought he was tapping in for a double bogey. It hit his foot, and then he tapped in. Well, because the ball had struck him, he was actually required to take a mulligan or hit another putt from where he had originally putted the first bogey putt. So he didn't know, and he was assessed a 2-stroke penalty. Now, anyone in golf, whether you're amateur or pro, you know being 2 strokes means a lot. And so when you're playing in a tournament for money and you're everything going on and you're playing decent, and then all of a sudden you go from making bogey to triple bogey, it means a great deal. So he wasn't clear on the rule, and he just thought, oh, you can tap in, it's no big deal, it hits you, but he was supposed to take a mulligan. So this might sound quite a bit confusing to most of us, and I was actually confused about this as well, because with all the rule changes, I thought that if a ball strikes you, just like if you double hit a golf shot, now you aren't acquired to take a penalty. So I assumed, and I could see where he would come in to think that it wouldn't be any different. You would just tap in and move on. But they called in the USGA for assistance, and they asked him what really happened. They went through the whole thing. And then they said, we've never heard of an incident like this occurring in tournament play. So here's the rule, which was explained to Parnevik. Rule 11.1.b, Exception 2. When ball played from putting green accidentally hits any person, animal, or movable obstruction, including another ball in motion, on putting green, the stroke does not count, and the original ball or another ball must be replaced in its original spot, which, if not known, must be estimated. So I think this is where golf gets a little confusing, and with the rules, not only do you have a rule 11-1, but then you have a subset B, and then you have an exception to those rules. And that's what's really complex, because this exception, you're like, oh, well, the rule is A, B, and C. Oh, but in the event that this happens, there's a D, E, and F option as well. And so it makes it challenging, and that's why I encourage everyone to always ask for a ruling. When you're playing and money's on the line, or you definitely want to ask, because there's a lot of things that you actually can use to your favor instead of hurting yourself with a penalty. A lot of times you can use a penalty to your favor if you know the correct rules. So I've been in a lot of situations that were unfortunate. You get yourself in a predicament. But by knowing the rules inside and out, I actually leveraged a little bit of extra play out of what I was doing, and which is totally legal. It's using the rules to benefit what you're doing. And so it's interesting because I think some of the people that are very, very well read up on golf and the rules might still have trouble because of all the rule changes. And there's so many different elements and variables in golf, so it makes it hard to keep up with. But I feel bad. Parnevik, he just thought, I'm going to tap in, no biggie, which a lot of us might do. But unfortunately, he was assessed a penalty. So I have to talk about the few times in my career, I think anytime we get a substantial penalty, that's not just hitting it OB or whatnot, but we're assessed a physical penalty for doing something incorrectly. I think it just is burned in your brain as a golfer, and I don't know. That's how it is for me. So I was playing in Canada up on the island of Nanaimo. It's Vancouver Island, and I was playing in a tournament for the Canadian Women's Tour, and so I was having literally the best tournament ever, and I was 4 under going into hole 12, feeling great, just really playing solid golf. So I'm 4 under, and 12 was a par 4, and it had been rainy the week before and leading up to the tournament, and so they made that hole and that hole only lift clean in place. So I hit my tee shot. Now that's in the fairway, obviously. So I hit my tee shot right down the center, go up to it, and I was helping another girl fight with the, not the rules official, but the spotter who found her golf ball. Well, the spotter claims that her golf ball was not in the fairway cut, and in fact, it was in the rough cut, when in fact, all of us knew it wasn't. It was in the fairway. So I was dealing with that and kind of helping her fight her own battle. So then in the meantime, I come back over to my golf ball and it's lift clean in place. So I pick up my golf ball, wipe it off, get ready, and I just, out of habit, we don't ever play lift clean in place. It's very rare. I put my arm out to the side and I dropped the golf ball. So now I've done lift clean and drop, not lift clean in place. So I don't think anything about it. I hit my next golf shot and start walking down the fairway. Within, I don't know, a minute of me walking, here comes a couple rules officials. Now, let's start off by saying, how did the rules officials even get to me that fast or no? Well, the spotter, who I had just got done arguing with about the other girl's situation, called me in for dropping it and not placing it. Now, I'm not saying that I made the right move. I did mess up, and it was lift clean in place, but I lift clean and dropped. But he was so bitter that he called me in on it because he was mad that I had told him, hey, thank you for your your help and, your support out here, but you are the spotter. So at the end of the day, our decision whether her golf ball is in the rough or the fairway is our decision. Thank you. You're not an official. Because he wouldn't leave us alone about it. So I think he was a little bitter about that. But another reason not to tick off the spotters out on the golf course. So long story short, the rules officials come over and go, did you drop your golf ball and not place it? And so I thought about it and go, oh my gosh, I did. You're right. So then they said, well, we have to assess you a 2-stroke penalty. And you can imagine being 4 under going into 12, my heart dropped because I just was playing so well. It was such a good day, and I was devastated. Well, my only thing was I really thought that I could fight it because while I didn't do the correct maneuver, I didn't improve my lie. I could see if it was, you're taking a drop, but you place it, that's improving your situation. But because I went from a place to a drop, I really did try to fight it. But I was in the middle of the round. I was playing well. I couldn't fight it at that exact moment. And so I ended up taking the 2-stroke penalty. And I actually played really well the rest of the day, surprisingly, as being as sad and frustrated as I was, but it was my fault. And, but those things stick with you. And I've had another instance where my very first professional golf tournament, I teed off on hole number 10. We were making the turn and we were in a hurry because we were a little behind pace. I run over to hole 10. I tee off from the wrong set of black tee markers. And so I was given a 2-stroke penalty. And that was my first professional golf tournament ever. And I actually played well considering, even with the penalty, but you can't imagine how that has been burned in my brain. And so now I always double check. I pay attention. Life lessons we learn as we go. So as far as Jesper Parnevik, he'll probably never forget this situation. And it's quite an odd one. I don't know that it's too often that a putt rims hard enough to come back and hit you in the foot. But it did happen. And I like to talk about these weird little nuances in golf because I think a lot of players get themselves in weird predicaments and think they're the only one, when in fact they are not, and we've all been there. So I would definitely love to hear your quirky stories, and tell me about a weird ruling that you encountered or had to deal with or didn't know how to deal with, or craziness that went on the golf course. I definitely love you guys writing into my Instagram. It's @RobertsonGolf. Make sure you slide into my DMs and let me know what's going on. Also, feel free to write into Bigg's Golf Talk, BiGGs, Bigg's Golf Talk, and in the subject line, put On Par with Amanda so I know you are talking to me. Look forward to this every week, guys. Thanks for letting me share my craziness for the week. And until next time, keep swinging for par.
That was a great segment by Amanda Robertson. Keep swinging for par, people. Keep swinging for par. On Par with Amanda. Sponsored by Backswing Golf Events. Listen, folks, if you're looking for classy ladies to come and raise money for your event or your charity, as a matter of fact, BackswingGolfEvents.com is the only place you need to go to and book these lovely ladies for your event to raise money and entertain the golfers in your event. Backswing Golf Events is the place for your event today.
Having a corporate or charity golf event? Backswing Golf Events can supply your tournament with personable, professional golfers to entertain and fundraise on the golf course. They can accommodate any size group, whether it be 3 players to 500. They are your team. From range lessons, Beat the Pro, and Pro-Am style roaming, they're making lasting memories one swing at a time. So make sure to check out BackswingGolfEvents.com or call us direct at 661-316-3093 and book your pros now.
In the folded flag, we see the heavy price of freedom. Nearly 9 out of 10 dependents of America's fallen and disabled soldiers do not qualify for federal scholarship assistance. The Folds of Honor closes that gap, already providing over 10,000 scholarships. Join us in this noble mission. Donate today at foldsofhonor.org. This is your call to duty.
Golf is a dirty game. It's time to clean it up with Ready Pot, the only putter cover with a built-in ball cleaner and magnetic surface. Clean balls roll accurately, meaning you make more putts. Sink more, swear less. Clean up your game with Ready Pot.
Welcome back to Bigg's Golf Talk right here on Native Family Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, all your smart home devices, and on TuneIn. Don't forget to hit that little heart when you listen to us on iHeartRadio, on Spotify, or on TuneIn. Hit that heart button, because what happens is, as long as your notifications is set, you will get notified when the new podcast has been posted, in case you cannot listen to us on Saturday mornings on Native Family Radio. So, and by the way, Native Family Radio is a really great station to listen to, even off of Bigg's Golf Talk airtime. They have some great music, some great live DJs. Once in a while, you will hear a DJ Big John Vick on there hosting midday morning show and getting your music requests in. So you never know when a DJ Big John will be on there spinning the tunes for you on an all-request show and playing your favorite music from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and today. Yes.
Why do I got to listen to this show to find out that information? That's what I want to know. I'm trying to figure out, because I'm sitting here listening. I'm like, hold on a second. I talk to this guy almost every single day, and now I find out this stuff. I mean, that's just not right.
Yeah, I know. I know. I love you, brother. There's just some surprises that I like to share with you at the spur of the moment.
Okay, well, I'll be listening, so don't worry about it.
Speaking of surprises, Billy, you have been to French Lick, Indiana. Phenomenal resort out there, French Lick. The Pete Dye course out there. Obviously, the Senior LPGA Championship being out there this past week. And what a phenomenal job the French Lick Resort did, especially under cold conditions.
Yes, they did it. I mean, they were bundled up over there, and they were really good at giving people the information on the weather and dressing properly and everything else. And they still had the people out there. I saw pictures. They had live coverage as well. There were people bundled out there, and they called it. They said the winter was going to be, not predictable because of the weather conditions. And I've played there when it's not as cold, but the wind plays tricks, and it was definitely an interesting event. I enjoy it every year.
In recent history, and we're talking on our round table discussion, and although it's a square table because it's just two of us and nobody on the side of us because Amanda had to go, but what is, in your recent memory, Billy, what is the most penalty strokes you ever seen a golfer get, whether it's professional or amateur, without getting DQ'd?
And that was the thing, without getting DQ'd, and that's the key, Biggs, because before you would get DQ'd, now it's different. You don't get DQ'd right away, but I think it was like 3 or 4 strokes. I think that was the max that I've seen without a player getting, one time.
The most that I have seen a player get is 8 strokes. It was a full nine holes. Because something was discovered with those 9 holes, and he was penalized a stroke for every hole. However,
I got you. Yep, makes sense.
So, in this instance, out of French Lick Resort, according to Golf Week, Leanne Walker might make her way into the Guinness World Records, though not in a way she would ever imagine. In one of the most drastic penalty situations in golf, Walker was assessed 58 penalty strokes for repeatedly having her caddy line her up on the putting surface at the Pete Dye course. Walker shot 127 and 90 in her senior LPGA championship debut at French Lick Resort. This may be my claim to fame, said Walker, 47-year-old who works in real estate in Southport, North Carolina. Not exactly how I was looking to do it. Walker's playing partners, Laura Ball and Laura Shanahan Rowe, brought the infraction to Walker's attention on the 14th hole, her 5th of the second round. Walker immediately called over a rules official to explain the situation. Earlier this year, the USGA and RNA implemented a change that prohibited caddies from lining up a player's putt on the putting surface under Rule 10.2b. This is my first competitive round since 2011 or 2012, said Walker of her last time on the LPGA. Now that I don't play LPGA anymore, I don't watch golf. I knew there were rule changes. I just honestly didn't know them. Just plain and simple, my stupidity for not going over the rule changes. The rules official told Walker to keep playing while they had the situation. As Walker made the turn, she was informed that she would not be disqualified because she didn't know that she had broken a rule when she signed her scorecard after the first round. After she completed the second round, LPGA rules official Marty Robinson said they had her recreate the times that her caddy lined her up. Walker incurred a 2-stroke penalty for each time that it happened, adding 42 strokes to her opening score of 85 on Monday and 16 additional strokes to her second round score on Tuesday. I wasn't mad. I wasn't upset, said Walker. I was just like, that's going to add a ton of strokes to my score. At that point, what can you do? Obviously, it's my fault for not knowing the rules, but what am I going to do? Walker was not disqualified from the competition because Rule 3.3b states that a player is not disqualified for signing an incorrect scorecard for failing to include one or more penalty strokes that the player did not know about before returning the scorecard. Walker played her next 13 holes and won over after she found out she'd be shooting $1 million. She'd come back to French Lick Resort? Oh, I would love to, she said, now that I know the rule. Now, here's the thing, Billy. Here's where I have an issue with this.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't somebody call her out on the first round for this?
Yeah. And that's the thing. Whoever she was playing with the other rounds previously, the first round, never said anything. And why did they wait until half the round was over on the second day to bring that to her attention? I mean, she's admitting that she did it the whole entire time, basically.
Yes.
That's 21 times that she did it within the first day and 16 the next day. That's a lot of times for nobody else speaking up. And finally somebody did. And I mean, she could have said, "Oh, I didn't know, and I just did it that one time." But she did the right thing, and she recreated it. And even though it added up to 58, her integrity is more important than that score, I believe. But it comes to question, how come nobody ever questioned it earlier? And why did it take so long? Why did it take a round and a half for anybody to say, "Hey, your caddy's not supposed to be doing that"?
Well, I mean, somebody could have just said to her, off to the side or something like that. And why did the officials, couldn't somebody caught this earlier? I mean, why did it take, like you said, in the middle of the second round, that now, let's decide to penalize her then?
Yeah.
I mean, where's the integrity in golf where, if there's something wrong, we call it out immediately?
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised that it was so long, because it wouldn't have impacted her that much if somebody told her, the first round in the beginning when she did it. Now we can't forget the big picture, Biggs. All this stuff that we're doing now is speculation on what could have, what should have, and everything else. But in a cause, she should have known the rules.
Well, and granted, she should have.
Yeah,
her caddy should have, definitely.
Yes.
If there's
absolutely.
anybody that should have known, it was the caddy.
Yes, between the two of them, somebody should have had the knowledge and say, "Hey, you know what? I can't do this for you because you can, you're going to incur strokes." So, we see a multiple of different breakdowns within her not knowing, her caddy not knowing, the players that she played with not saying, "Hey, you might not want to do that because that's not a good thing." So all those things, needed to be checked out way in advance, not a round and a half. But I'm hoping that she does get to go back to French Lick. It's a great event. It's for Riley's kids, Brendan Sweeney and the rest of the crew out there in French Lick.
Phenomenal job.
Every year. And I don't know if you saw, but, we've had Brendan on a few times, and he's talked about the shoes that his daughter makes every year. And she drew another pair. He gets a fresh pair of white shoes, and his daughter creates a pair for him for, during that event. And she did a great job again this year for him. I love the shoes that she made for him. He posted about it and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure that she's going to take any opportunity to go back out there, prove herself. And I'm pretty sure she's going to update all the rule changes before she goes.
Well, here's the thing, too. The internet is so accessible, right? I mean, from your phone, from anything. Yep. If you knew there were rule changes, you just didn't know. I mean, there's a breakdown of 20, the most 20 rule changes this year.
Yeah.
And it's in one sheet, one sheet you could look up. It's even a GIF image. So, I mean, if you wanted to really, find out, you could have without having to pick up a rule book. I mean, I understand these rule books are very difficult, and you really don't know the rule changes. I mean, most rule books, and I'm sure, I believe the current one, I don't have the USGA this year's rule book in front of me, but I believe they did put rule changes, numbers, and reference points on the rule changes. But also, couldn't she have said to the tournament director, I understand I haven't competed since this and this and this. I understand there's been rule changes. Can I get a briefing of what these rule changes are?
I'm sure. There's a lot of things that could have happened. We just don't know. I mean, nothing was ever afforded that opportunity to occur. So the only thing we know is she should have known the rules. That's what everything's going to go back to. What anybody's ever going to say and anybody's going to remember is that she knowingly and admittedly said, I did not read the rules. She hasn't watched golf and she hasn't followed it basically for 6-7 years. And there's been a lot of changes in 6-7 years.
And not only that, but by the way, just for those people that are saying, well, why didn't she get disqualified for signing an incorrect scorecard? That's also a new rule. If you sign an incorrect scorecard without knowing that you violated any rules, you are not in penalty.
Yep.
So,
yeah, I mean, come on, she's not going to win with 58 penalties,
right?
So
now,
it didn't matter. And I mean,
and I gotta say, I admire her, even finding out that she's been 58 penalty strokes has been assessed to her. She continued to play. I'd have been like, screw this, I'm out. I'm withdrawing.
Yeah, I agree, but she stuck it out.
Yeah,
she stayed and she did what she had to do, and I admire her for that.
Because as soon as I find out that how many penalty strokes I've been incurred, my mind is my mind is not even on it. Because now I'm like mad at myself. I screwed up. I'm mad at my caddy that we screwed up. I'm mad at the tournament that we screwed up. I'm mad at myself that we screwed up. Yeah. And so mentally, I'm not into this. And even after she found out about how many, she shot one over. Incredible. Yeah, she did. That's incredible.
Yes, especially with those kind of conditions.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's really, really good because Bigg, I've played there several times, and that wind will wreak havoc on you. You know what I mean? You got to get out there and play, and oh my goodness, it could wreak havoc.
Absolutely. And you know what? I think, too, maybe, and this isn't on Brendan Sweeney, this ain't on French Lick Resort, this is on the tournament itself. Could have the LPGA put in a locker room knowing that you're going to have females that haven't played golf in a few years? Could they have been posted in, and we don't know if they have been or they weren't, but could it have been posted in the members' locker room that rule changes, and here's a briefing of the rule changes? I mean, there's just so many different things I think that could have took place. Ultimately, it was her responsibility.
Yeah, I think we see that Biggs, those rule changes and them putting the fly taping those things up to their locker are more for local rules.
Yes,
because we've seen it before, like when DJ got, he ended up incurring penalties for not knowing that the sand bunker, the waste bunkers were considered this and that. And, meanwhile, we had people, walking through those bunkers when he ended up losing the 2 strokes in that, famous event. So I think, even though we put them up there and we do the stuff, how many people actually read them? So I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of questions that we're always going to have, even after we finish talking about it and people listening. Everybody's going to have, different questions and different ways to have probably, maybe, could have, would have solved it.
And I don't know who her caddy was, but I'm sure she used a caddy that's been caddying and been working. So I don't know. I mean, it could have been a friend. It could have been a family member. I don't know. So it doesn't say who the caddy was. So
no, not at all.
All right. So here's the message for you guys off this roundtable discussion. If you're going to compete, make sure you're aware of any rule changes that you may not be familiar with. Every single year, there's typically an addendum, there's an adjustment, there's a change. So if you have not competed in over a year, find out. And like I said, the internet's so accessible. All you have to do is type in 2019, 2020, whatever you want to type, whatever year you're competing. rule changes for the USGA RNA, and typically they come up in a one-page, document. So, all right. Coming up next here on Bigg's Golf Talk, Joey Castaneda from the Canyon Club at Fort Hills. Talk about a fundraising effort that he did with not 100 holes, but 122 holes. What's the story behind it? That is coming up next as we head into hour number 2 on Bigg's Golf Talk. We'll be right back.
Early to rise, went through the pregame routine. Hit drives for more than just show. Yelled for to warn for balls unseen, and approached with a long way to go. Time to make the turn. First half is done. Time to make the turn. More fun to come. If only we had more gizmos and gadgets, we might not have been sat in the sand. The cart girls' drinks strained our budgets, but we got a birdie in the hand. Time to make the turn. First half is done. Time to make the turn. More fun to come, yeah. Head to the clubhouse for a quick pit stop. Add up damage from the front 9. Get food and drink, and we're not talking pop. Head out knowing the back will be fine. Time to make the turn. First half is done. Time to make the turn. More fun to come, yeah. Time to make the turn. First half is done. Time to make the turn. More fun to come, yeah.
A golf ball that performs for you. The Encore Avant 55, hot off the tee, a formulated core that delivers more energy and utilizes soft cell technology to achieve ultra-low 55 compression. This blend of innovation and simplicity provides more distance and greater feel. The Caliber, maximum accuracy. A patent hollow metal core creates significant rifle spin while reducing side spin, allowing the ball to travel along a straighter trajectory. The Encore Elixir Tour Ball, hot list winner. The premium cast urethane cover delivers a soft and pure feel off the club face and gives the Elixir ultimate greenside control, durability, and unmatched putting performance. Be sure to check out their combo packages and sign up for the loyalty program. Gift cards are also available. For more information, their website is www.encoregolf.com. And be more with Encore.
Golf Dots is a unique, high-resolution ink transfer to personalize your golf game. Golf balls, golf shoes, clubs, Golf Dots can personalize it for you. Golf Dots conforms to USGA rules and doesn't alter the trajectory of your golf ball. Tour proven on all major tours, Golf Dots is designed and made in America. Many styles to choose from that will fit every golfer's personality. New styles are being released on a regular basis. To order your Golf Dots, visit www.golfdots.com and enter promo code BiggJohn15. That's Big John, BiGGJON 15 for a discount on your Golf Dots. Golf Dots is available in many golf shops, such as the PGA Tour Superstore. The website for Golf Dots is www.golfdots.com. That is golf, golf.dotz.com or call 847-829-4238. Personalize your golf game today with Golf Dots.
This is Bigg's Golf Talk with Big John Vick and Bill the GolfFather Cuebas.
Welcome back to Bigg's Golf Talk right here on Native Family Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and on your smart home devices. Don't forget about TuneIn. We are available on TuneIn as well as we tee it up on number 10 in the back nine here, going into the second hour of Bigg's Golf Talk. And Bigg's Golf Talk is sponsored by the U.S. Golf Challenge. Find out more about national local qualifiers by visiting usgolfchallenge.com or visiting biggsgolftalk.com. Now, Billy, we heard all about that shooting that happened in Walmart in Texas, and certainly our prayers and our thoughts and go out to the victims and the victims' families out there. But there's one person that has stepped up to the plate, if you will, or stepped up to the tee box. Yep. To raise money for the victims and those that have been affected by that tragedy from Walmart in Texas. And, Bill, you know, I actually was at this golf club, the Canyon Club at Four Hills. As you know, Twin Peaks had their tournament there to raise money for the Folds of Honor.
I really wanted to be there, but you know where I was at, right, Biggs?
You were in Texas.
I was in Texas. Yeah. So how's that? I was in Texas. I really wanted to be there so I can appreciate what our next guest has done. And I'm looking forward to getting more information about it.
Well, let's bring him in. Joey Castaneda. He is the assistant golf professional and tournament sales director at the Canyon Club at Four Hills. Now, we're going to find out information about the Canyon Club and the change of the name, because it was named Four Hills for a very, very long time. And new owners and new name, same hospitality, though. The hospitality is incredible. Yours truly was out there. The course was in great condition, and the facility is just a phenomenal facility. Some might say it is the best golf course in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I may happen to agree. Well, I haven't golfed a whole lot of golf courses out here, but I've golfed a few, and so far the Canyon Club is right at the top of my list, and love that course. But Joey's joining us right now on the phone line. Joey, welcome into Bigg's Golf Talk.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it.
First off, you have a fundraising effort that you just did. Not just 100 holes of golf to raise money for the victims and the families affected by the tragedy at Walmart in Texas, but you tacked on an extra 22 holes. Now, some may relate the number 22, to those, as we, Bill the GolfFather Cuebas and I, say, remember the 22 and try and knock that number down. As far as suicides go, we still continue to try and knock that number down. But the 22 is the number of victims at Walmart. Is that right?
That is correct.
Tell us the story. Why, you're here in New Mexico. That's Texas. Why did you decide to do a fundraiser to raise money for the families affected by that?
Well, simply for the fact that, I was born and raised in El Paso, Texas. That's my home. That Walmart was in the area that my aunts, my uncles, my mom grew up in. That's the neighborhood right behind that Walmart. It's a park where, I used to hit golf balls with my grandmother when she taught me how to play golf. So I knew exactly where that location was. That's home, and that's my connection to El Paso.
Now, you decided that you were going to do this fundraising effort. Have you ever did a personal fundraising effort before?
Not something that was dear to my heart like this. In years past, the Sun Country section that we're a part of here in New Mexico, the governing body of our PGA professionals out here, we've done fundraisers for junior PGA golf or junior golf, and we'll pick a little, like say Susan G. Komen breast cancer, or any other organization, but nothing that was dear to my heart in this case.
You decided 100 holes and then tacked on 22 holes. Have you golfed 100 holes before?
Yes. Going along with that Sun Country section, we do a fundraiser for for junior golf, and it's 100 holes of golf. A former head pro of mine and I would always like to see how far can we push it, how far we can push. I think 104, 111 has been the top two that we've done. But we ran out of daylight, we ran out of endurance, we ran out of strength, and 22. I said, you know what, I know I can do it for those 22 victims. So I tacked on 22 more holes of golf on top of that 100 holes, just to represent the families and names and victims that had passed away on that day in August.
Now, Billy, what I found fascinating, the GolfFather, was when he got to start the extra 22 holes, there was names on the tee boxes to represent the 22 victims. And yes. I got to ask you, Joey, when the 22 holes kicked in, did you get a second win? Did you get a second boost of energy saying, we're going to do this?
Surprisingly, yes. You hear stories like this when you find out, you see these baseball players that hit the home run or those NFL players that do that extra drive. Yeah, that second win comes in. It's like that guardian angel is right there and it says, all right, just before then, we're going to do this. And I kid you not, I had that second win come in, but by the time I was done with the 22 holes, I was like, that's it. Let's do more.
Now, Bigg, there was something else special about each one of those 22 holes that we talked a bit offline before, we went on air with Joey. Hey, Joey, what were, you said something about their ages and how that impacted those 22 holes.
Yeah, so I just didn't want the last 22 holes just to be a memory of them. I really needed to show it. I needed to represent them to the fullest. So what I did was got their names and ages, and from there, that created my tee box. So say ex-victim was 15 years of age, which was one of the high school kids from Parkland High, the soccer player that passed away. I had his name and age, and that represented my tee box and yardage I was going to tee off from. So I was teeing off from anywhere from 15 yards to 84 yards on those last 22 holes of golf.
That's fascinating. That is just incredible. I mean, not only did you tack on 22 extra holes onto 100 holes you just got finished playing, but then you put meaning into it, such as that, and that is just phenomenal. Now, you golfed the 122 holes already. Are you still fundraising for the efforts of the families for Texas?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, I've had personal encounters, like say, with accidents where family members were impacted. First of all, that pain never goes away. I'm going on 5 years with my sister and almost 20 years with my cousin that became a paraplegic and one's a W amputee. That pain never goes away. The medical cost never goes away. This, I personally know how it impacts you. The loss of my grandfather due to illnesses. You can't fill that void. So yes, I am still collecting money for the families. I'm working with at least a Pasadena Community Foundation with them as far as collecting money for them and sending it directly to them.
Joey, how can the BGT Mafia help you out?
If anybody wants to donate and send some money, you can send it in my name to the Canyon Club. And in return, I can get you the 501c3 tax number. But just send it. I think the best way to do it, because the section's bylaws prohibits us sending it through the Sun Country section, it would have to be directed to my name at the Canyon Club. That way we've been keeping a spreadsheet of all the donations coming through.
And we're going to talk about the Canyon Club in a little bit, but the website for the Canyon Club to get the address is canyonclubgolf.com, canyonclubgolf.com. You can find all the information on how you can actually mail a check out to Joey Castaneda. He's the assistant golf professional and tournament sales director. And Joey, before we get to the golf club itself and the country club that you guys have at the Canyon Club at Fort Hills, anything else you want the listeners to know about the fundraising efforts for this?
No, just that all proceeds are going to the families. They're being divided up evenly through the Pasadena Community Foundation. They are taking care of those victims that were shot and killed, and the ones that were wounded as well. I think there's 26 others that were wounded with bullets as well from that day.
Now let's talk about the Canyon Club at Fort Hills. I had the opportunity to play that a couple weeks ago on a Thursday at the Twin Peaks golf outing, first annual Twin Peaks golf outing. And we had a great time out there, a great showing out there, and afterwards, drinks and stuff. You and I were over there. I was actually the host DJ for the event and stuff, but it was a great time. And let's talk about the Canyon Club. First off, it was a name change from Fort Hills. Talk about that story.
From what I remember correctly, Fort Hills had gone bankrupt. It was a not-for-profit country club, and with time and the recession that we had a few years back, it took a toll. A lot of golf courses ended up closing as well, and Fort Hills was probably the only one that was impacted in this area, this Albuquerque, northern New Mexico area. And with that being said, investors, a lot of them are the top main 6 investors with local business owners, and they said, you know what, we're going to make this a beacon of local businesses in New Mexico. With that being said, they didn't want to see such a beautiful golf course. I mean, you saw it. It's always been in pristine conditions. It's now, I believe, ranked number 1 through Albuquerque the Magazine, best country club and best golf course condition.
I will tell you, and I will verify that, it was in pristine condition, especially in an October day where people here in New Mexico are aerating and doing, getting ready for the winter season, but the Canyon Club was in just tremendous condition, and the greens were in great condition. The fairways was in tremendous condition. The rough, that's just, it was difficult to play out of that, but it was still, in great condition. Now it's called the Canyon Club. You are the assistant golf professional and the tournament sales director there. What are you guys doing to get more business, and how long has the Canyon Club been around?
We just just celebrated our 6th year as the Canyon Club. I know last year, my first year there, we celebrated 5 years. As far as getting new membership, word of mouth has been taking over. We're not doing anything. We want to keep it. We don't want to be a full country club where you can't get in 2 times. We want this to be a place of enjoyment. We want this to be a second home away from home. If you join the country club, you want to make sure you have a tee time. Everything fits to you. Now, where it's overcrowded and we're just looking at dollar signs. We want this to be your place.
One of the things I'm noticing as well here in New Mexico is the junior programs that they have at many different clubs, and that day was no different. We seen juniors that were out there and practicing and stuff like that. How important is that to you to have a junior program there at the Canyon Club?
It is huge. They are our future. I was part of that campaign as a junior myself, and it still is. It's one of those that's never going to go away. Junior golf is huge. That's the only way this golf business is going to survive. At a time where it was dying and people thought golf is an old man sport, along came Tiger Woods. You saw what he did, the junior golf. Now we've got Rory, Michelle Wee, a lot of the young guns, both on the LPGA and PGA Tour, just helping boost this junior golf again. So with that, they see these people on TV. We've got to be able to have a facility for these kids to live out their dreams as well.
Now, Billy, I don't know if you knew this, but the SunWest Bank Charlie Pride Senior Golf Classic was on the Champions Tour and actually held at this golf club from 1986 to 1991. And I'll tell you, man, this club has great views, tremendous views of the Sandia Mountains, and I just love it. The Rio Grande River and the city of Albuquerque when you're looking at, to the west. Phenomenal views from the fairway, phenomenal views from tee box, and even from the green when in some holes. That is very important when you have scenic views such as that at the Canyon Club and different views from other golf courses, in Albuquerque and area. To me, that means a lot. I mean, the course conditions and everything else, but from a guy that's from the Midwest, has never seen views like that before, that is just phenomenal, Joey.
I couldn't agree with you more. There's one thing when you tee off in the morning and you get down to the second fairway or you're on the back nine and you're looking out west and towards the valley, seeing those balloons up in October is something spectacular. And then any time of the day, when you tee off in the afternoon, say you're one of the working guys like myself, and you tee off and you look out west and you see that beautiful southwest sunset, you're like, wow. You can never imagine, such scenic views like that.
Now, Billy, a little trivia question for you, my friend.
I got a question. When is Billy going to get there? That's a good trivia question. When is Billy going to New Mexico to play the golf
Listen,
course?
all you got to do is hop on a plane, and we'll give Joey a call, and we'll get you. We'll both go out there and play some golf.
You know what?
I think I'm going to be there soon. I think I'll be there by December. So, Joey, look out for us. We're coming, brother.
Absolutely. You know what? My foursome's never full, so let's tee it up.
Awesome. There you go.
Billy, but here's a trivia question for you, my friend.
Okay, I'm ready.
Do you know the name before it became the Canyon Club? It was Four Hills. Do you know who the general manager was at Four Hills?
No.
A gentleman by the name of Colonel Retired Air Force James Quick.
No way.
Yes.
I had no idea. I learned something new about the Colonel.
Joey, did you know that?
Not till last Thursday when I sat with the Colonel, and he was telling me stories. And I'm like, how do you know so much? He said, well, I was the general manager there. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, so you're Mr. Quick. Here, I'm calling you Colonel.
Yep, that's him.
Absolutely. Now, how can people find out more information about the Canyon Club, Joe?
On the website, thecanyonclub.com, or give us a call. The golf shop number is 505-296-1122, with a direct line 299-9955.
And you're as per beta, because we had the Twin Peaks people out there, but you guys are also open for golf outings as well. Is that right?
Yes, that's exactly what I do. I'm not looking at numbers. I'm looking at helping this community out. So if you have a fundraiser, if you have a kid that's on a little league team that needs fundraising, come see me. I could probably get you the best price in town. You can play the best course in town. You can play the best country club in town with the best views in town. With that being said, yes, any type of fundraising. If you just want to, hey, I got a wedding coming up. I need to do some fundraising, pay for this wedding off. I'm marrying a colonel's daughter. I got brothers out of the park. I could do some fundraising for you, or bachelor parties as well.
I might just say Zinga.
Someone getting married here? I don't know.
Lastly, Joey, I want to talk about two things. The signature hole that you guys consider your signature hole, and Joey's favorite hole.
Our signature hole would have to be hole number 6. It's right up against one of the holes, right up against the mountain.
Yes.
It has a little par 3, tough green to hit. I mean, even if you do hit on the green, the chances of the ball, getting close could be really good or really tough, just with the slopes on the green. And it's got a beautiful lake right in the bottom. That's our signature hole. My favorite hole, gosh, there's so many out there. I kind of like 14, just because, seeing the sunset, you've got the clear view of the valley.
Yeah.
You're hitting over the big water pond there, and, those sunsets are amazing.
Yeah, I like that too. It's like, you have two choices. One, you don't have to use the driver or just take it inside of 150 to the left there, or go ahead and go over the water and put yourself inside of 100 yards with a driver and give yourself a good opportunity. And that's actually what we chose to do. We went over the water, and the ball kicked off the little hill there and took us right inside of 100 yards. And, it was.
Yeah, that's part of it. Has to be the other reason to it, just because you can, let's see how good my driver is, and, thread the needle, so to speak. Absolutely. And you're either sitting pretty, putting yourself in a good position to make birdie, or you might be in the trees or in the house. But,
yeah, because if you take it left, you could hit it through the fairway, and you could be in real big trouble. So it's not safe. Yeah. So I agree. I like that hole too. That's got to be one of my favorites that I like when I golf the course. So, hey, Joey.
Billy doesn't have a favorite hole. Thank you.
Oh, I think Billy's kind of jealous right now.
Very jealous. But
you know what? Hey, Joe. Hey, Joey. Here's the thing, though. Billy had a choice. Billy didn't have to go to Texas. Billy could have took that plane to Albuquerque. Billy had a choice.
No, Billy, when he makes a commitment 5 months in advance, Billy has to keep that commitment. That's what it is.
Yeah, I see your point, Billy. I see your point.
Next year, we're going to be live. Wherever that event is, hopefully in your place, we're going to be there.
Yeah.
I just spoke with the general manager yesterday. I'm pretty sure it is going to be back at the Candy Club. We're just trying to find a date. I think earlier in the year.
Do me a favor, Mr. Joey. Make sure that date is booked early.
Absolutely.
Put that date so we can put it in the books and get there. So this way, Billy is committed like 8-9 months in advance, and I can tell everybody else, absolutely not. I cannot make it.
No problem. And you know what? You'll be on my team too.
There you go.
All right, deal.
See? There you go. All right. Hey, Joey Castaneda, thank you so much for joining us here on Bigg's Golf Talk.
Problem.
And one more time, this fundraising effort for the victims in Texas is still an ongoing thing. And how can people donate?
Send money check to the Canyon Club. That is 911 Four Hills Road, Albuquerque, New Mexico, 87123. Contact me personally at the Canyon Club at 296-1122. We can figure out details. Area code 505, of course.
Joey, thank you so much for joining us here on Bigg's Golf Talk, my friend. And anything we can do to help you out, let us know.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. I appreciate the time and opportunity.
More Bigg's Golf Talk coming your way right after this.
Hey, this is Boxer Shorts, and I've got some big news. Bigg's Golf Talk is now on iHeartRadio. You can download their app for free or go to iHeart.com and search for Bigg's Golf Talk. And make sure while you're there that you favorite us so that you'll know when we're on. Join all the other millions of listeners on iHeartRadio and listen to Bigg's Golf Talk. We're the best. Right.
Still using an old golf GPS watch? It's time to upgrade to ShotScope. ShotScope isn't just a golf watch, it's a fully automated golf performance tracking system on your wrist. ShotScope gives you access to over 100 tour-level statistics, get putting analysis, short game breakdown, even find out how far you're booming your driver. All data is captured automatically by the groundbreaking ShotScope golf performance tracking system. ShotScope, the ultimate golf watch. Find out more at shotscope.com.
The United States Golf Challenge, sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka, is in its 5th season of identifying the best two-person amateur teams in the country. 8 teams and 4 flights in 2 age divisions represent Team USA in a Ryder Cup-style competition with their international counterparts in the King's Cup. We're looking for amateur golfers like you. The King's Cup is played in honor of golf's greatest ambassador, Mr. Arnold Palmer, whose honesty, integrity, sportsmanship, and commitment to excellence represent the ideals for which the game of golf is known. The road to the King's Cup begins with a local qualifier. Over 100 local qualifiers will be conducted throughout the U.S. beginning in February. By finishing in the top 30% of their local qualifier, teams earn their way into the USGC King's Cup National Qualifier. The USGC is also looking for golf courses to host qualifiers. For information or to search for a local qualifier, the USGC website is www.usgolfchallenge.com.
Golf Talk for golfers on Bigg's Golf Talk. Back to Bill the GolfFather Cuebas and Big John Vick.
Welcome back to Bigg's Golf Talk right here on Native Family Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all your smart home devices. And don't forget about TuneIn as well. Big John Vick along with the GolfFather Bill Cuebas here on Bigg's Golf Talk. Head over to the website, www.biggsgolftalk.com, BIGGS golftalk.com. Be sure to enter our free giveaways. That's right, every single month. We've done this for 2 years now, Billy. And every single month we have typically more than one giveaway. And this month is no different for the month of October. So head on over there and enter for free, and you have a chance to enter every single day. The more entries you have, the better chance you have to win. So,
Billy, we got Thanksgiving coming up.
We do have Thanksgiving coming up. Yeah.
We got some big things coming on for next month, for November. So we got a holiday gift guide popping up. So you never know who's going to be contributing, but we're working on some really big things.
Billy, talk about working on big things. You and I, we support charities, especially charities that support our veterans. And
absolutely.
Obviously, Folds of Honor being dear to our heart, and we've given a lot of exposure and a lot of airtime to Folds of Honor, but there's other charities out there and other people out there that are trying to do good and support our veterans.
Absolutely. We in addition to going all around the country supporting the Folds of Honor, we support the guys that are right in our own backyard. We've done New Mexico, we've done Orlando, we've done up down in Fort Myers, you've done up in Wisconsin. So we continually support. We have troops that we support over in Oklahoma. So when there's a great cause helping our military, we're all for it. I mean, I've just been helping the Strass Center that does the Broadway shows and everything. I've been helping them with social media for years, and I just found out they're doing something for our troops. So, me, when it deals with our troops and their well-being, I'm all on board.
Well, there's an event that's going to be taking place on Veterans Day weekend, November 10th and November 11th, in your backyard, Billy, as a matter of fact, out there in Florida. Operation Helping Heroes, that's going to be hosted by On Top of the World. On Top of the World has joined forces with SOF Missions to present Operation Helping Heroes, a 2-day charity event to be held this Veterans Day weekend, November 10th and 11th. Now, this is a major fundraiser that supports the SOF Mission, a non-profit organization whose objective is creating awareness for the problems facing our nation's military veterans. The goal of Operation Helping Heroes is to provide financial support for SOF Mission's Resiliency Project, a holistic 4-component program that exists to tackle post-traumatic stress disorder and put warriors on a path to wellness. Now, join us today here on Bigg's Golf Talk. From On Top of the World is Linda Massarella. She's Vice President of Marketing and Technology Communications at On Top of the World. And this is going to be a great event, it sounds like to me. But my first question for Linda, and I want to welcome her to Bigg's Golf Talk. Linda, who is On Top of the World Communities, and where are you located, and what is the little history of the company?
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you both very much for having me on the show today. We really appreciate to be included. So a little background on Top of the World. On Top of the World is currently located in Ocala, Florida. We have been here in Ocala since 1975. Prior to that, On Top of the World, which is a family-owned building and land development company founded in Clearwater back in 1947. Again, in 1975, the Colon family brought their family experience to Ocala with the purchase of Circle Square Ranch, a 13,000-acre working cattle ranch from the Norris Cattle Company. Today, On Top of the World remains the oldest privately owned land developer in the state of Florida and remains a debt-free company that residents can count on to be here for the long term. Currently, we're building homes, about 400 homes a year here in Ocala, Florida. We're a 55-plus active adult community with close to 5,000 residents.
Now, why did On Top of the World Communities choose this charity?
Well, first, we're fully aware that Marion County has one of the largest veteran populations in the country, with over 36,000 retired and active veterans calling this part of Florida home. And On Top of the World has a large veteran population within our community, so we've always had a connection for those who've served our country. Over the years, On Top of the World has celebrated Veterans Day every year with a service honoring our military heroes, both past and present, at our very own recreation center. We have several groups within the community, like the Lions Club and our own Veterans Club, that supports and participate in our Veterans Day event. And right now, actually, as a way of our saying thank you for your service to veterans, we're in process of building a veterans memorial within the community. It's really cool. It's we're calling it an obelisk because it's like a five-tiered star. So it showcases the 5 branches of our armed forces, and it's going to be the main feature within our Veterans Park. We're going to be having a dedication for that memorial park on Veterans Day. And the residents are really excited about it because they'll be able to place memorial bricks with the names of their loved ones in the area dedicated to the military branch for which they served. As far as soft missions goes, we chose soft missions because their core values closely resemble the core values of On Top of the World. It was important for us to choose an organization that would uphold their promise to provide completely cost-free care to military warriors in their program. Because Soft Missions is a 501c3 charitable organization that's backed by a private donor, we know that 100% of the proceeds raised will go to veterans seeking treatment. That was really important to us, to make sure that all monies go directly to the veterans.
Well, it sounds like it's a great charity out there. Looking forward to learning more about Soft Missions. And Billy, I think you have something.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing that 100% of the proceeds raised go to veterans. And what they're doing, I know you're well versed on what's going on, Linda. And we me, Biggs, and our show, we travel and we do a lot of stuff. But one of our biggest things that we want to help, and there are so many veterans and so many people out there, we have that 22 number that we lose every single day, and it breaks our heart. We see we're losing our friends, we're losing our family members. We have a close knit community. I have two kids that both have served. One is still in, 4 deployments in. She's still serving the country and everything. Mm-hmm. But you see the after effects of what serving, for tours do to you. And we need this kind of help. I mean, we're falling short. I want to live for one day when I don't see not one lost a day, let alone 22. So I think what he's on the SOF mission is a wonderful thing. And I can see why you would back them in doing what they're doing, for the veterans. And that's awesome. 100%, seeking the treatment. And I mean, there's a lot of veterans up in that area, a little bit north of me. So, yes. and I honestly, I'm right here down Wesley Chapel. I'm about an hour away from you. I had no idea that there are so many veterans up in your area. I mean, we cover Orlando. I do the Fort Myers. I do Tampa. I do a lot of areas, and I never once, until I heard about what you guys were doing a couple of weeks ago, I had no idea. And I think it's amazing what you're doing, and we're going to help shed more light. Because, I mean, you're just a little bit north, and there's a lot of veterans up there. And I wanted to applaud you guys for what you're doing, because I think it's amazing. And anybody that wants to do that and can do that is awesome. Mm-hmm. That's what I wanted to say, Biggs. Back to you, brother.
Well, we appreciate you and you guys and putting the word out for veterans as well.
And Linda, let me tell you, for those that don't know, what Billy's talking about is the number 22. If you don't know, our country has a crisis, and that crisis is that we get veterans that come back home, and they don't have to be wounded in combat, but their mind is totally trashed, and our veteran hospital system, our VA system, is having a really hard time supporting PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress syndrome. And Billy's talking about 22 people a day, veterans, 22 veterans a day are killing themselves by suicide. And that is something we want to get that number down to 0. I wear a bracelet every single day on my right-hand wrist. I have 2 of them, actually. One says "in his grip," which is my faith. The other one says "remembering the 22."
Wow.
And every time I look at that, I am reminded that the freedom that I have in this country is not free.
Nope, not at all. Somebody's paid for it, and we got to give it back with help like this. It's simple. People, Biggs, it's unfortunate, but a lot of people, when they give, they want something back. And that's why when you have a charitable event like this, and you have a gala, and you have
100% of the proceeds.
Can you imagine that, Biggs? I've never seen it. And we've done it for a lot of charity. I've never seen that before, and it's amazing. I mean, it is totally amazing. I've never seen it. I've been happy with the ones that have been in the 90%. You know that we check out every charity that we work with to make sure they're above board. You know, not all charities are built alike. We've run into those, but those aren't the ones that we have on. And yeah, I'm looking forward to
Billy, look at how many emails a week we get from charities asking for airtime on this show, knowing that we give free airtime on this show to any charity that helps support our veterans, especially. So, Linda, let me ask you this. A great weekend that's going to come up on Veterans Day weekend, starting on Sunday, November the 10th. Tell us some highlights of this grand weekend with Operation Helping Heroes.
Sure, be happy to. So on November 10th, we are having a celebration gala. And I know gala sounds formal. It really isn't, but we're just so excited. That's what, we decided to call it, was a gala. It's at our cultural center here, which is a 800-seat venue. And it's going to, the main part, besides the catered dinner and all the good stuff, is Soft Mission's founder, Dr. Damon Freeman, who is an Iraq and Afghanistan combat veteran, is going to be delivering a keynote. And if you've ever seen him, you can go to Soft Missions at softmissions.com and see him. He's a very energetic guy. Spent several years in the Air Force, started out as a Navy SEAL. He's a really cool guy. But what's so special about Dr. Freeman is he kind of knows firsthand the struggles facing veterans returning home from combat, because he did it. So he's really engaged in making a difference by sharing his inspiring story with the world as both a speaker and a special guest at veterans events, not just here, but across the country. So that's our Sunday. And then on Monday, we're going to have a golf tournament at our Candler Hills Golf Club here on property. It's a par 72 championship course. And one of the cool things that we did is anybody that's sponsoring the event or sponsoring a tournament, their foursome can have a combat hero playing. So we're calling it a fire team. So you get three guys, and you've got a guy who's actually served. And, typically some of the guys that are coming out here, they're high-level guys, master sergeants and above. So they've got real-world experience, So it's kind of like an exciting thing. So they're going to play golf on Monday morning. They're going to have breakfast, and then we're going to do just a catered luncheon, award ceremony. We've got some live auctions going on. It should be a really cool day. The weather this time of year here in November in Ocala is great. Great day to be outside playing golf. And then again, so I just want to stress, this is something that just also came up about a week and a half ago. So I mentioned that Soft Missions, anything that they raise, is 100% going to veterans. But because we're doing Operation Helping Heroes, they've secured an additional private donor who's doing matching contributions. So anything that we raise is being matched 100%. So we raise 50, it's really 100. If we raise 100, it's 200. It's like, we are so excited about that. Just even for guests, even if you just want to come to the dinner, and you want to contribute $75, it counts double. So it's a really great opportunity for the veterans, and as well as the people can really feel good about what they're doing.
Now, what about sponsorships? Are sponsorships still available for those businesses that want to be involved?
I'm glad you asked that. We do have sponsorships still available. Our Medal of Honor sponsor, First Federal Bank, has been a great partner and has really embraced our efforts by providing support. But we still have several levels of sponsorships for businesses and individuals, and they start as little as $75. So, yes, definitely sponsorships available.
Okay, what about participation? Are there tickets available still to attend the gala or to play golf or both?
Absolutely. We've had a lot of interest in the golf tournament, especially in this area. People love to play golf, but we still have some spots available. Whether for foursomes or individuals. And like I mentioned, we've got some combat warriors playing in the tournament, and they're looking for teammates. So we can easily place individual golfers that can't find three other guys, and they can be on a competitive team. For the gala, we're very fortunate because the venue is quite large. So we have tables available for sponsors as well as individual tickets for sale. And right now, tickets are $75, which includes a free ticket for a guest. So essentially, it's two for the price of one. And again, all donations are 100% tax deductible.
We're talking with Linda Massarella. She is Vice President of Marketing and Technology Communications for On Top of the World. And, Linda, let me ask you this. How do you feel about On Top of the World's connection to this tournament?
I'm thrilled from my own perspective, because veterans are close to my heart. As you guys mentioned, I have a son who served in the Marine Corps, so veterans are very important to me. It's very important to On Top of the World as well. So we're thrilled. Again, to talk a little bit about the Resiliency Project, what's really cool about it is it's a 365-day, 4-part holistic treatment program that's tailored to each veteran's needs. I would encourage everybody to go to Soft Mission's website, because I've watched several testimonials from veterans who've been through the Resiliency Project. And from what I've seen, Soft Missions is making a difference in their lives. It's really compelling to watch. I can't say enough about what they're doing and how they're helping veterans. It's really amazing.
Now, we're at near the end here, so we got to find out, how do people get more information on this great weekend event and On Top of the World communities?
Okay, so to find out more about Operation Helping Heroes, it's really simple. You can go online at operationhelpingheroes.com. You can like and follow us. We're all over Facebook promoting the event. So again, Facebook, Operation Helping Heroes, or you can call at 352-274-3112, get a live person, and talk to them about the tournament. And if anyone's interested in On Top of the World, go to ontopoftheworld.com to learn more about our community as well.
Now, from my understanding, too, they can also speak to a live person and kind of get some one-on-one information, and you have a toll-free number for that, don't you?
We do. On Top of the World is at 866-288-5878. Thank you for that.
866-288-5878 to talk to a live person. But if you want to get involved in this great event that's going to be taking place on Veterans Day weekend, November 10th and November 11th, go to OperationHelpingHeroes.com, or you can also give them a call at 352-274-3112, 352-274-3112. Linda, thank you so much for joining us here on Bigg's Golf Talk.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be here.
More Bigg's Golf Talk coming your way. Coming up next, it is a Bigg's Product of the Week. We'll be right back right after this.
Have you ever seen a tour pro line up a putt with a dirty ball? No way. A clean ball rolls accurately, and accurate putts mean lower scores. The solution? Ready Putt. It's the putter cover reinvented. Ready Putt has a patented ball cleaner that's made to absorb and retain water. All you need to do is add water, and it remains wet throughout your round, giving your ball the perfect shine. It also has a magnetic surface to hold your ball marker and divot repair tool. Let's say you switch putters from round to round using a blade, mid-mallet, or large mallet. Ready Putt Original has you covered. Look, putting is hard enough. Accurate putts start with a clean ball, and a clean ball starts with Ready Putt.
For more information about Ready Putt, visit ReadyPutt.com. That is ReadyPutt.com. Clean it and sink it. The Spider Divot Tool's revolutionary new design is better for greens and makes ball mark repairs easy. No sharp ends or dirt in your pocket, the Spider achieves amazing results with little or no skill. With a simple push-pull action, the Spider makes ball marks disappear quicker and better for a smoother putting surface. The Spider includes a magnetic ball marker and is made of milled aluminum to last a lifetime. It also makes a great gift for your next tournament and that special golfer who has it all. The Spider tool from Instagolf is a must-have in every golfer's bag. For more information about the Spider Divot Tools, their website is www.spiderdivot.com. And enter promo code BIGG Golf Talk to get 10% off your purchase. www.spiderdivot.com. The Spider Divot Tools is the official divot tool of Bigg's Golf Talk.
This is Bigg's Product of the Week. Each week, Big John and the GolfFather select a golf product to feature. Here is Big John Vick and Bill, the GolfFather Cuebas, with this week's Product of the Week.
And Bigg's Product of the Week is sponsored by U.S. Golf Challenge with Tito's Vodka. Qualify for the King's Cup today by visiting usgolfchallenge.com to find out a local national qualifier near you for 2020. And you need to be 21 years of age to enjoy a great Tito's vodka beverage, as I love, and I'm over 21. And friends, don't let friends drive drunk. And Billy, our Bigg's Product of the Week is something that you and I are very familiar with, and first time going to be on Bigg's Golf Talk as we're going to talk with them. But Footjoy, and Footjoy, when I first started out in golf, I always knew Footjoy as a glove. And then I found out they make shoes. Well, those are the only two things that I knew when I first started out at golf was a glove and shoes. And one of the most comfortable shoes that people could wear on the golf course. And you and I both have the USA version. Well, yeah, I actually have a couple pairs of Footjoy shoes. And, you know, compared to other shoes, Footjoy's comfort level is right up there at the top of the list. Very important to Footjoy that your feet are comfortable when you're out there walking the golf course, even with their limited series and their designer series, like the USA shoe that we have. That shoe is extremely comfortable, Billy.
Oh, yeah, it is. And they got some new ones coming out that reign supreme. The all-new Contour series that they have of golf shoes, they come both in spikeless and with spikes. So I'm looking forward to getting those. They've come, I mean, they're the number one shoe. You can't get better than that. There's no higher than number one.
And let me tell you how much comfort Footjoy has. Billy and I both believe when we travel, we want to be in the most comfortable shoe when we travel. Not just on the golf course, but when we're walking through the airports, when we're on the airplane, and you're sitting there for long periods of time, sometimes your feet start aching. Well, we enjoy wearing our spikeless shoes even when we're walking through airports. Why is that? Key. Because the comfort level in those spikeless shoes are much better than regular sneakers or regular casual shoes that we wear in our everyday life. And Billy, you and I do it all the time. We wear, as a matter of fact, I have a pair of spikeless shoes on right now as we're conducting this interview. You know?
Yeah.
The comfort.
Well, you know, traveling. We travel as much as we do. I was on the road for 6 weeks, and trying to get a golf bag and regular luggage to do the weight and everything else, it makes sense for me because when I went to Horseshoe Bay in Texas, it's easier for me to wear my spikeless shoes on that airplane. I don't have to worry about anything else. My shoes are with me. When I wasn't doing it and I was wearing strictly spikes, I would forget my shoes half the time. I would leave them in the garage. I would leave them in there. I forget to put them in the bag. Now I'm always prepared. I don't ever travel and leave Florida without wearing a pair of spikeless golf shoes because I need to be prepared. They always Footjoys.
Well, let's introduce our next guest. Footjoy Footwear is our Bigg's Product of the Week today, and let's find out why. Joining us now on the phone line is Richard Fryer. He is the Director of Product Management here. And what I want to find out from Richard is what kind of trends are we seeing in the market of golf, but is this something new that Richard might be hearing about? Is you have two guys that love the game of golf, talking golf here on Bigg's Golf Talk, walking through airports with Footjoy spikeless shoes. Richard, welcome into Bigg's Golf Talk.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Is this something that you've heard before, that people enjoy wearing spikeless shoes out and about even without being on the golf course?
Yeah, definitely. I think, people would like some versatility to say, you know what, if I can wear that same pair of shoes, you boys just described very eloquently about, going on a golfing trip or traveling where there's golf involved. If you can cut down on the number of pairs of shoes you need, that's great. Now, in the past, that would have meant, sacrificing some of the golf performance. If you want something that's going to perform on a tiled airport floor or something like that, often that would mean a certain material or a certain tread pattern, but maybe that wouldn't work quite so well on the golf course. One of the things we've been really excited about this year is, and I think this is the shoe that you guys have been wearing, is the new FJ Flex. It's got, even though it's one of our more entry-level shoes in terms of price point, the technology within it, we actually have a patent pending on the outsole, because the way it's designed is going to give great grip on the course. We're a golf shoe company. It has to work on the course, but it's also got the versatility and flexibility that you can wear it comfortably away from the course on different surfaces and still feel very comfortable. So we've been really pleased with how that shoe has been received this year. We've had some great success with the regular product, and then we've had lots of limited edition type product like the USA flags, the USA shoes that you guys were talking about just now. And we've had some wingtips and more sort of contemporary street type styles. And then as we head into next year, we're going to have a waterproof version, a Flex XP. Still got that same great Versatrax outsole. That's what we call it, the Versatrax outsole, versatility, traction on every surface. But now we've added a bit more comfort on the inside and also made it waterproof. So it really is a great all-rounder without having to sacrifice on any front.
Now, you guys are saying comfort is king when it comes to your footwear. You would think that would be everybody's motto. What's the secret with Footjoy?
Yeah, comfort's always been, whenever you talk to anybody, what do they look for from a pair of shoes? 90% of people say, comfort first and foremost. I think it's what we have to do, though, and something that our team here does very, very well, is you've got to go at least another layer or two down, because comfort comes in very different forms. For some people, a comfortable shoe will be a softer, more squishy shoe. For other people, it might be something a little bit firmer. What level of stability does the shoe provide during the swing? What level of arch support does the shoe provide? How breathable is it? Is it waterproof? There are lots of things that go into comfort. Comfort's a very subjective term. So what we want to make sure is that, again, as a golf-owned company, everything that we put into any of our shoes has got golf front and center in the designers and the developers' minds. So we want to make sure that, there was a period a few years ago where there was a race to see who could make the lightest shoe. Well, lightweight is a part of comfort. It's not the only thing about comfort. If you make a shoe too lightweight, that means there's a risk that you're taking away some of the support, some of the cushioning, some of the structure that actually delivers that comfort. So comfort's a very sort of a high level, a very easy word for people to hang on to. Really, you have to dig that an extra layer down, and I've named maybe half a dozen different components there that go into delivering comfort. And again, with us just being focused on golf, we've got a pretty good heritage and a pretty good history of being able to deliver on all those.
We were talking about, the different technologies that you have for the Flex, XP and stuff like that. And you talked about, adding the comfort. You talked about the waterproof technology, which for somebody like me living in Florida, a lot of people don't realize why, even when it's not raining and during our season, I'm a dew sweeper. I have standing set times on Saturdays and Sundays, first guys off the tee, a lot of times, and not just summertime, because I get to test a lot of other shoe products and stuff like that. My biggest thing is the technology of I go through my first 3 holes and it's not raining, it's just dew, and my feet are wet. So you're absolutely right when it comes to that on comfort. You guys have, warranties and stuff on the waterproofing technology, the beating off of, of the products that come onto it and stuff like that. And you guys have this new, the Fitbed, which you guys had around for years, but I heard that there's going to be a new Fitbed. How do you improve on that kind of comfort that you already offer in your shoes?
Yeah, so the Fitbeds it's the first thing that your foot feels as it goes into the shoe. In a lot of shoes you've got a midsole that's going to give a level of cushioning, but that Fitbed, that's what's directly underneath the foot. So there are different ways that we can accomplish it. If we think about our Fury shoe that we launched this year, we partnered with Ortholites, renowned for their Fitbed technologies, and we had a Fitbed that actually had 2 densities of foam. So the bottom density was the kind of foam that's going to rebound again and again and again and again. And then there's a thin layer on top, kind of like it's called an impressions foam. Think kind of like a memory foam kind of product So that top layer is going to take a set to your foot over time, but yet that bottom layer is going to continue to rebound again and again and again. So, there's actually quite a lot of technology in a footbed there. But that just shows the level of detail that we go into. And again, we spend a huge amount of time listening to our consumers. And our consumers could be anyone. Justin Thomas is our consumer. Adam Scott, Ian Poulter, Louis Oosthuizen, Rafa Cabrera, they're all our consumers because they consume our product as much as you or I or anyone else who's trying to break 190, 80 at the weekend. We listen to what they like, but just as importantly, what they don't like. And then making sure, again, that we keep focused on golf. We believe that's going to give the best, not just the best product, but the best experience for whoever wears it.
I'm on Footjoy.com right now looking at a great selection of Footjoy footwear. And, you talked on a little bit earlier on about the wingtips, on how this actually looks like a street shoe as well. And that's what I'm talking about. That is, when we talk about comfort off the course as well. So I don't have to change my shoes when I'm about to go to the 19th hole. I don't have to change my shoes if I'm going to meet in-laws for dinner or whatever the case might be. I can still wear the wingtips or even other shoes. You got suede loafers out there too. It's just amazing on the designs and what kind of footwear you guys offer for the golfer out there. Because I remember way back when it wasn't this type of selection, and it was more of, and this is way before spikeless even was introduced into the golf industry, on the comfort level you guys had back then for the golfer out there on spike shoes. Because when you wear spike shoes, most of the time, you're actually feeling the spikes on the bottom of the shoes. Footjoy has done a great job, even on the spike shoes, to even have that comfort level where you're not feeling those spikes on the bottom of the shoes.
Yeah, again, a lot of effort goes into the testing of our product to make sure that that's not the case. We made our first ever golf shoe in 1910, so we've got a pretty decent history and heritage of what golfers want and how to make those shoes. You mentioned a very good point there, that the brand and the product that we offer now is different to what it used to be. It used to be quite traditional, saddles and wingtips, and that was pretty much all we did. As you look at I think if you got the Bill Tarlows of the world, the Dick Tarlows, these are the guys that really put Footjoy on the map. If you showed them today's catalog, they wouldn't be able to believe just how far the brand's come and the variety of different looks. That we talked about that you guys are wearing. The Fury, very athletic in nature, but the brand is so elastic. We still own that traditional saddle, shield tip, what Justin Thomas wears, what Adam Scott wears. We still own that space. We've then got the more contemporary in the middle, like the Pro SL, most worn shoe on tour by Ian Poulter, Louis Oosthuizen, Kevin Na, etc. And then you've got the more athletic stuff, the Furies and the Flexes, like Barabella wears. We're so fortunate to have an elastic brand that the consumer has allowed us to go into all these different spaces and say, yep, you can do traditional, yes, you can do an athletic and everything in between. And one of the other new launches we've got out at the moment, and this is the perfect shoe for playing golf and then going to the barbecue with your family in, is Contour. Contour must be the most worn golf shoe of any brand ever. We're into the millions of pairs bought and sold over the last 2 or 3 decades. And we've got brand new Contour out now in both the spiked and the spikeless version. Contour, when we spoke to the golfers that have worn Contour in the past, we said, hey, what does Contour mean to you? And the 3 words that came back were comfort, leather, and the fit. So, comfort, we've talked about all the things that go into that. Leather, super soft leather, it's supple, breathable, it could be waterproof. And then the fit. So, one of the other things that goes into delivering comfort is the last. So the last is kind of like the mold or the shape of the shoe. And the Contour last is renowned for just having that slightly broader forefoot, slightly wider in that toe box area, just to allow the toes to spread out a little bit more and just give that a little bit more comfort. And when you put all those 3 things together and couple that with a phenomenal design team that we have here, they're always looking outside of golf for influences. We're not looking at other golf brands for influences. We're looking at what's going on in New York, London, Paris, Tokyo, Hong Kong, Seoul, all these places. And when you get all those design influences coupled with the technical expertise, we've got a really exciting new contour product that's hitting the shelves pretty much any day now, and is going to give arguably the most comfortable ride that you've ever had.
Well, it could hit the shelves any day now, but available right now at Footjoy.com at a great affordable price. For the comfort level, and you're going to have that ergo sole, the comfort and durable sole. It's really a great value and available now at Footjoy.com. And Bill, you have something?
Yeah, no, it is available because I was on the site earlier this morning looking at them. They have both styles. They have the ones that have the spikeless,
right,
and they have the spiked ones that are on there. But the colors, if you look at them, it doesn't matter which way you go.
Yeah,
they're amazing.
You could have one of each for whatever dress occasion that you have. Like I said, if I had this shoe, I'd be walking around every day in this shoe. I mean, that's how good it looks.
And you've seen the colors, right?
Yes.
The colors are different, but yet neutral colors that you can wear with just about anything. From whether if you're going to wear the brown, which is your traditional brown, and then you have a taupe,
right,
which is a beige,
and navy.
You have your navy, which
and you have a charcoal. Yep.
Yeah, they're not overpowering. They're neutral colors that you can wear to anywhere. You can wear shorts. You can wear whatever you want, and you can wear this going to.
Doesn't have to be just pants, right?
Exactly.
This contour series is something you can wear with shorts, even gym shorts. I mean, it's that type of style, folks.
They call it casual, and it is casual. They are truly casual for your everyday, all-purpose use. Especially, like I said, Biggs, it doesn't matter if it's a Saturday, Sunday, or I'm traveling. I need a shoe. If I'm rushing, especially on a Sunday, if I'm finishing up my round and rushing to church, I got to make sure that I can wipe my shoes, clean my shoes, and look decent like I never went to golf. I'm going right to the holy man.
I don't know about you, Billy, but I'm going to buy a pair as soon as we get off the air. This just looks phenomenal. So,
yes, they're awesome.
Richard Fryer, anything else you want the listeners to know about Footjoy footwear?
I suppose the only thing that I'd encourage everyone to consider is that, we spend a lot of time talked a lot about comfort. Fit is such a big part of comfort. We've over the last many decades, we've measured tens of thousands of golfers' feet, and 70% of golfers that we see are in the wrong size shoe. And
absolutely.
That's just crazy. Just crazy, because what it means is ultimately the foot is going to move around a little bit in the shoe, which is going to potentially cause blisters or some rubbing. And the other thing is, all the great traction that we've talked about, the Versatrax outsole on Flex, and Procell and Fury and Icon and Taurus, all these great products, they deliver stability and structure and traction. But if your foot's moving around inside, then you're kind of losing a little bit of that. You're losing a little bit of that performance. It's like saying, hey, here's the latest and greatest, tightest driver, but it's not quite going to go as far as you wish it would. Well, nobody would buy it. You want to get the maximum out of all your equipment. You want that tightest driver to go as far as it does. You want your footwear to give you as much power and traction as it possibly can. So, typically we see people that are in shoes that are either normally slightly too long, sometimes they're slightly too wide. And, you put them on in the shop and you wiggle your toes and it feels nice and roomy. And in the shop, that feels great. But remember, when you're on the golf course, you'd rather it was a bit more comfortably snug. That would be the term that we would use. You definitely don't want it tight, so you're going to spend a lot of time on your feet, but just comfortably snug, so it's going to hold your feet in place while you're trying to knock the cover off the thing as you get on the first tee. So we just encourage people to take a little bit of extra time. Just try that half a size smaller. Just see how it feels. You might be surprised. We've got shoes in narrows, mediums, wides, extra wides. We've got all those widths, which is a real competitive advantage for us, but ultimately it's going to give a better fitting, more comfortable product for the end consumer, who's ultimately going to get more value and more enjoyment out of it. So would recommend people just take that extra 5-10 minutes when they're trying on a new pair of shoes. Just try that half size smaller, maybe just try a different width.
Yep.
And then, you'll know what's right, but ultimately you'll get better value for money.
Richard Fryer, thank you so much for joining us here on Bigg's Golf Talk, Director of Product Management for Footjoy. We appreciate your time, and Footjoy Footwear is Bigg's product of the week here on Bigg's Golf Talk. And, Billy, one of the things that we didn't get to touch on, and one of the things I did want to touch on, was the sizing, because it's very important.
Yes.
I have a small foot and a wide foot, and Footjoy is one of the only footwear companies for golf out there that do offer wide and medium sizes, where most places I have to size up for medium size because they don't offer wide sizes. So,
well, I fell under what he said. I half-sized it. I went down a size after they tested me at the PGA show. So he's absolutely right. Half down, baby. Half down.
There you go. All right, that does it for Bigg's Golf Talk. For the GolfFather, Bill Cuebas. For the Golf Diva, Amanda Robertson, I am Big John Vick. Thanks for listening, everybody. Until actually next week. 2 shows next week. Holy cow, live shows. All right.
Live from Disney.
Live from Disney next week. Good golfing, and you matter. Thanks for listening.